What's up, Big Facts Entertainment? What's up, man? Breaking news right here. R. Kelly sentenced to 30 years in prison for federal racketeering and the S word, trafficking. Wow, bro. 30 years. I'm thinking he probably will do half of that. I'm not sure. Let's just keep going. Disgraced R&B singer R. Kelly was sentenced to 30 years in prison Wednesday, according to the U.S. Attorney's Office, Eastern District of New York, following his conviction last year on federal racketeering and sex trafficking charges, stemming from his efforts over years to use his fame to ensnare victims he sexually abused. Prosecutors had asked the judge to sentence Kelly 55 to more than 25 years behind bars, while his defense attorneys asked for 10 or fewer, saying prosecutors' request was tantamount to a life sentence. Survivors of Kelly's abuse held hands and prayed as U.S. District Court Judge Ann Donnelly began reading his sentence. Kelly, who wore a tan prison uniform, dark-rimmed glasses, and a black mask at the hearing in federal court in Brooklyn, showed no emotion. "You left in your wake a trail of broken lives, Donnelly told Kelly, whose full name is Robert Sylvester Kelly. In deciding the sentence, Donnelly said she considered Kelly's own traumatic childhood, during which his attorneys said he was repeatedly sexually abused by a family member and a landlord. It may explain, at least in part, what led to your behavior, the judge said. It most surely is not an excuse. Javante Cunningham, a former backup singer for R. Kelly, praised the sentence. "I started this journey 30 years ago," Cunningham said outside the court after the hearing. "There wasn't a day in my life up until this moment that I actually believed that the judicial system would come through for black and brown girls. I stand here very proud of my judicial system, very proud of my fellow survivors, and very pleased with the outcome." A jury convicted Kelly last September on 9 counts, including 1 charge of racketeering and 8 counts of violations of the Mann Act, a ex-trafficking law. Prosecutors from Eastern District of New York accused Kelly of using his status as a celebrity and a network of people at his disposal to target girls, boys, and younger women for his own gratification. Wow, boys. Wow, he gonna be a lot of boys in jail. He can get gratified with young men. Oh my God. The 5-week federal trial in Brooklyn included testimony from witnesses who said they were actually and physically abused by Kelly. The court also heard from people involved with orchestrating the disgraced R&B singer's '94 marriage to the late singer Aaliyah when she was just 15 years old, and he was an adult after she believed she'd gotten pregnant. Kelly's attorney, Jennifer Boying, said he would not address the court, pointing to the other criminal case faced by Kelly, but said before the sentence was read that her client rejects that he is this monster. He accepts that he is a flawed individual, Boying said, but he is not this one-dimensional monster that the government has portrayed and the media has portrayed. Kelly made his only comment in response to the judge after Boying said he wouldn't speak. "Yes, Your Honor, that's my wish." Boying said she advised Kelly not to speak at the sentencing because of pending litigation against him, but added he has regrets and he is sad. Nobody wants to hear what he heard today. No one can undo the harm. Prior to sentencing, the court heard impact statements from 7 of Kelly's victims, including Jane Doe No. 2, who testified at trial. "It's been 23 years since we knew each other, and you've victimized a lot of girls since then," she said, addressing Kelly. She later added, "Now it's your turn to have your freedom taken from you. No one can undo the harm that has been done to these victims." Attorney Gloria Ariett, who represented 3 victims who testified, told reporters Wednesday outside court, "But at least it's time for Mr. Kelly to be accountable. Defense attorneys and prosecutors argued Wednesday in court over whether Kelly even could pay a fine. The defense said he is pretty close to indigent and could not. Prosecutors disagreed, saying money from the sale of some of his music rights and millions of dollars in royalties held by Sony could cover any fine. In the 9 months since his conviction, Kelly has replaced his entire legal team with Bonham and her firm. Bonham is the attorney who helped Bill Cosby get his sexual assault conviction overturned and also represented Cosby in the civil case he lost this month at trial. We were prepared for it, Bonham said of the sentence outside the court. We are now prepared to fight this appeal. Kelly is being held at a federal detention facility in Brooklyn and is expected to be moved back to Chicago, where he faces another federal trial in August on child the P word, and obstruction charges. Childhood trauma revealed in over 14 years of interviews with. Okay, wow. Okay, now this lady said in over 14 years of interviews with psychiatrists, Kelly said his closest relationship growing up was with his mother. His earliest memories were watching his mom perform as a singer in a band called Six Pack, and he would often accompany her to McDonald's, where she would drink coffee and they would share pastry. Kelly had never met his father and described his mother's death as the most tragic event of his life, saying he would go to McDonald's frequently to smell the coffee and remember her. According to a letter filed by Renee Sorrento, a clinical assistant professor at Harvard Medical School, to me, the M stands for mom. Going to McDonald's is always being around my mother, Kelly said, but his childhood was also marked by trauma. Kelly saw a childhood sweetheart drown when he was a little boy, and people interviewed by psychiatrist experts say Kelly was repeatedly sexually abused, beginning when he was a 6 or 7-year-old boy, his attorney wrote, saying he was abused by his older sister and also a landlord at times on a weekly basis. Sorrento said in her letter, Kelly's childhood S-word abuse may have contributed to his hyper-sexuality or difficult controlling sexual urges, and believes it was a factor in his criminal convictions. While Kelly was convicted of S-word exploitation of a child, Serena refused to diagnose Kelly with P-word pedo because he told her his sexual behavior has never involved prepubescent individuals, she said. Faith, another woman who testified at Kelly's trial, countered that defense argument Wednesday in her victim impact, saying her own father had also been sexually abused as a child, but never molested me. Wow, man. This is sad news, y'all. This is just wow. This is sad. Very sad. I mean, it's sad for the victims. It's sad for the people that believed in R. Kelly and thought he was innocent. It's sad for the fans of R. Kelly that didn't know this man could do these things. 30 years, man. One of America's most talented people. He had demons. He had skeletons. The signs were there the signs were there a long time ago when he married Aaliyah, man. He married that young girl, a teenager. And he was messing with her before she was even 16. So, come on, bro. You was breaking the law back then. You know, it's one thing to break a moral law, but you broke a judicial law. You know, messing with a girl 15. Oh boy, sad, 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 man. You never know people, man. You really never know. Well, you'll know if you pay attention enough. But that Aaliyah thing, that went over a lot of people's. People just was asleep when that happened. People didn't judge him. Well, some people did, but it was really swept under the rug, man. Wow. So much for R. Kelly. He'd be an old man when he gonna be probably 75 years. Whoa. 75 years old when he get out. 70 to 75, unless he appear, unless they get unless he gets parole on appeal and do maybe 15. He'll be what? Damn, he'll be 70 if he do 15 years. He'll be 70 years old when he get out. Sad. That's the least I'm thinking he could do. 15. Get out at 70 years old. Wow. Wow, bro. Oh, sorry. Didn't mean to play that. Peace out, y'all.